Hey, what's up everybody? Josh of All Trades here. Gonna take a quick break from the tong forging, mainly because I have a couple of Kiradashis that I've made, and they're my first tries at making Kiradashis. And essentially what they are Japanese marking knives. And my goal today, I've already hardened this one, I just need to clean it up. I want to get these two hardened and tempered so that I can do the final grinding and cleaning up on those. So I'm gonna get these in the forge while it warms up, because they don't have to get super hot in order to harden them. They just need to get above magnetic, and I'll have a magnet next to the forge so that I can pull them out, touch it to it. If it sticks, go back in. If it doesn't stick, go ahead and quench it. And I am going to be using some form of kitchen oil to quench these with. That is not the proper media to quench steels with. This is spring steel. I believe it's like 5160 if I remember correctly. These are made from a coil spring from a car. So I haven't looked up the proper temperatures and all that stuff in order to do the proper heat treating and tempering for this. What I'm going to do just for these is get them above magnetic, quench them as quickly as I can in the oil, and then I will go ahead and clean up the surfaces so I can see the color of the metal, and stick it in my toaster oven at about 450, I believe. I'll kind of keep an eye on the temperature. You essentially want it to be a kind of straw color, and let it sit there for about 2 hours, and then I'll be able to do the final hand sanding and sharpening of these guys so that I can go ahead and get them finished up. And while they're tempering, I'll probably work on the tongs a bit, provided that it doesn't rain. We've been in and out of showers all week, so forging outside is kind of something you have to take into account. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and get the forge fired up, get these in there and get everything set up, and I'll see you back whenever I'm ready to pull them out and quench them. Alright, I got the forge going. Now I'm just going to take a few minutes to kind of show you where I'm at with these. So these are just kind of rough shaped. I like the arc to it. I had them all straightened, but I went ahead and put the arc in them because I don't know, I just think that looks nice. I think this one probably turned out the best, just the shape as far as it goes. I like this straight top and then the arc bottom. I think that's what I'm going to try to do on the next ones. But I went ahead and I forged these out, and I ground just the rough profiles in, and the edge is not sharp. It won't cut you. The point will, but this won't. So I'm essentially just going to let these come up to non-magnetic, and I will quench them into the oil and hopefully not warp them too bad. I don't think they will. They're pretty thick. What I may do is get them red hot a couple of times and do a few normalizing cycles just to be on the safe side. Maybe 2 normalizing cycles. I don't think I need very many for these. I quenched the other one without any normalizing, and it stayed really straight, so I don't think that's a problem. I probably won't. I might just heat them up and quench them. Alright, so I have the forge, I have a magnet, and I have the oil, which is vegetable oil. Again, not the proper medium. Use proper quenching oils if you're making important blades. That's what I've been told. really doesn't take much. I'm just hardening the blade portion, not the handle, so. Alright. And if you look, let's see, I don't know if you'll be able to tell or not, but that's the martensite that you see there, so it should be hard. Let's get the file. You can hear it kind of digging in right there. That's a higher pitch. So that's actually hard. So let's check the other one. If I can learn how to pick up stuff with tongs that are laying flat on the ground, that would be good. Okay, set it on the anvil, drop it off the anvil. Man, I promise I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm just actually really bad at this for some reason. Alright, there we go. Dang. Alright, let's see if this one. So on the back, much better. Wow. Much difference. Very hard. Alright, cool. So those are hardened. Now, we'll go ahead and just on the grinder roughly take off all the scale and get it ready for tempering. That way we can see take the scale off so that you can see the colors of the steel as it tempers. So I'm actually going to bring the oven out here so that I can watch it while I forge. Yeah, so let me go get the grinder. Alright, so I have my grinder set up. This is a grinder from just one of your normal department stores. It's not a fancy one. One of these days I might build me one. Until then, this will have to do. Also, my grinding skills suck. Right now, again, my only goal is to get the scale cleaned off of the tips of these so that I can see what the colors look like in the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and fire this up. Again, it's starting to thunder, so hopefully no rain. So let's grind these. Alright, so I didn't need to go too far with this, mainly because I am going to do some final cleanup after these are tempered in the oven. So let me get the camera set up and I'll show you what I do with the oven. Alright, so I have the oven set right now at 450 degrees. It's been heating up the whole time I was grinding, which wasn't very long, but nonetheless, it is rather warm. So I'm just going to put these in there and we'll go from there. Actually, I want to see the temper colors, so it'll be better for me to put them in this way. That way I can see what the colors look like easily without having to figure it out. And I'll let the glass push them back. Not like that. That was too far. There we are. Okay, now they're just gonna sit in there for probably about 2 hours. So I'll make you watch all that. Alright, so I have the Kiradashis in the oven, and just to give you guys an update of what I meant by looking for the colors, let me open this up real quick. If you see, the blades, they're like a gold color almost, a straw, and that's kind of what I'm shooting for. So the idea is I'm going to let them soak at that temperature for an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. It's already been in there for a while, so we're probably actually, yeah, we're about a quarter of the way through. I'm just going to leave those in there, and I'm going to keep working on my bolt jaw tongs. Alright, so I've had the Kiradashis in the oven at 450 degrees for about 2 hours or so. So I'm going to open this up and pull them out. That looks cool. I don't ruin them. Again, more video of me struggling with tongs. Alright. And there you have it. You can see the, hopefully, yeah. You can see the gold temper colors. And so that should be pretty hard with a little bit of, but not brittle. It should be hard but not brittle. That's what I'm trying to say. So they might have gotten a little warm. They're a little past straw. They're approaching purple on this one. You can see. But that's okay. For what these do, that'll be just fine. And the last one. There we go. See, I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. There we go. Alright, so these should be fully tempered and ready to grind, polish, and use. Okay, now that we got the Kiradashis all heat treated and tempered, we're just going to do final shaping and cleanup, and I think I'm going to keep the hammered finish right here, and might just do some profile changes where the shape's not super consistent just from the hammering. And yep, so I had the 80 grit belt on. I'm going to go ahead and pull that off and put my very well used 120 grit belt on, and that should get us ready to do final sanding by hand, just to make it cleaner. So the first one I've already ground down. It just needs to be sanded. It's already smooth on the edges and everything ready to go, so that one will just need to be hand sanded. So I'll go on to the last one, clean it up, profile it nice, and I've already done most of that. but I'll just kind of touch it up, make it look nice, and then we'll be ready to start hand sanding, and then we'll sharpen. So got one done. Go. Okay, so I've got that one ground and shaped. Next is cleaning up the lines on the faces, and then we'll be able to sharpen. Part of me wants to take that down a little more, but I don't think I should. That one's smaller. So yeah, alright, let me go get the sandpaper. So I have Kiradashis and some sandpaper, multiple different grits. Got 150, and I'm missing a whole bunch in between, so we'll kind of see how this goes. The 150 is a little finer than the belt, and then my next one that I have is 400, so it's kind of a big jump, but we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Okay, I got the 150 done on the face, but now I'm going down the spine and around the profile of the Kiradashi, and with the 150 just so that I can get it nice and smooth. Alright, 150 is done on the first Kiradashi. I'm going to go ahead and do 150 on the second one now. Alright, so I've got two of the Kiradashis to 150 grit around the bevel as well as the perimeter. So on to the third one. Okay, so I have the 150 grit done on all three Kiradashis, and I took them inside to clean them up with the wire brush on my bench grinder so that I could get the areas that I forged shiny. So I didn't have a good place to set up the camera. Also, the lighting's really bad in there, so I didn't bother recording it, but it was a lot of me holding these to a wire wheel. Alright, so on to 400 grit, which is the next one that I have. It's not ideal and it might take a while, but that's the next step. Alright, that is all three at 400. And now, just to see what will happen, I have some 1000, which is a huge step up. So I'm not incredibly optimistic that'll make a big difference, but we'll see. Alright, and that's number 3 at 1,000. Last, well, second to last, 1,500. And number 3 at 1,500. So from here, only because I can, I have 2,000, and then I'll go to sharpening, and then we'll polish them up, and they should be good to go. Tell you what, it never ceases to amaze me how shiny something that was forged so rough can get. That's amazing. That's so cool. Alright, number 1 is done. Blade number 2. Done and shiny. Alright, and there you have 2,000 grit. Would have been better had I had all the grits in between, but I'm pretty happy with that. It won't take much to get these sharp. They're already pretty sharp as it is. Not quite like normal blade, but fairly sharp. So let me go run these on my grinder real quick, and I'll see if I can set up a shot in there. Let's see. Okay, now that I have the rough grind in for the secondary bevel, I'll go ahead and switch back to the softer or smoother wheel and some polishing compound, actually. These are now sharp, and I'm going to just polish them up, and we'll be done with the Kiradashi. So, see you back outside. Okay, so we have the Kiradashis all ground and sharpened, and now we will give them their last little polish up with some polishing compound. I don't sadly have my Neverdull. Don't know where it went. It ran off. But I do have some general polishing compound, and that might be enough to get them to that last little bit of shiny. This is meant for a buffer, but we're going to put on by hand. Never ceases to amaze me how shiny things can get, and I really hope that in this light you can see, because it is getting rather dark. 3. All polished up. And there is all 3 of them. So that was fun. They look cool. Pretty excited about these. These are actually Father's Day gifts. I'm a little late, but it did take me a lot longer to make these. Also, I've had a lot of stuff going on, but I think this will be a nice late surprise. They're just think too, all of these, you know, came from a single coil spring, and now they're these. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about them. But anyhow, thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this little video. I'm going to try to make it a fairly quick video to watch so that you don't have to suffer through all of that hand sanding. But if you liked what you see, please click subscribe, and I'll try to get out more videos like this in the future. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Alright, for those of you wondering how sharp these are, that's a push cut. And then I'm yeah, I think that turned out pretty well.